Respects like bowing in the dojo, knowing how it is to hit the pavement moving solo. Fire in my paper, don't ask me what's in my solo. Duce got me feeling mad spiritual like his logo. Hit the cup, hit the joint, compose never nerves, head on with mine, my nigga, I took my time. Too many wanna skip the grind and get straight to the pay. Hop up in that foreign and go crooked the next day.
Yeah. It's been a while, but we back.
We back again. Episode 4.
Yes, sir. What's good, P? How you feeling?
You know I'm always good, man. How you, man?
We here, man. We've been working, man. The Keeping the Base podcast, powered by Plant Base. You know, it's just really Kev.
It's your boy Prince.
Man, we back, man, for, let's just say this is like the 420 episode, I guess, man, because it's going to drop around 420, you feel me?
Yes, sir. It's a celebration, too.
Yes, sir. It's second annual 420 after New York's been legalized.
Yeah.
It's gonna be I think crazy again this year, man.
Full schedule this time.
Yeah. We got the homie Bit pulling up from Oakland.
Oh, you know now the COO is in the building.
Yeah, we gonna go crazy for 420 week, man. A lot of activities on 419 all the way to 421.
Yeah, for sure.
But before we talk about all of that, let's give y'all an update on Plant Base and how we've been doing. We're getting our licensing shirt, man. How we doing, P?
Yeah, man. So long time we've been waiting, over a year, because we in April now.
Yeah.
And the process has kind of been like long, but we've learned a lot in this process. So
for sure.
I feel like during the course of these other episodes, we talked about the process, right? So we put in our application last year, March, right? And then we finally got a cure letter back sometime September.
Yep.
Got a cure letter was one thing we had to fix. We sent that right back in same day. And then we were told that we had to get a background check. So everybody had to go get fingerprinted on our team. We passed that process. Then we got an investigator, right? And it was interesting with the investigator, though, because one thing we didn't know is that they were going to ask us about how much money we had.
Yeah.
And
Mind you, we've been holding on real estate for a year, so, you know, we raised a good amount of money, but, you know, real estate ain't cheap.
Yeah, it's especially not in this industry.
Facts.
So they went through all that, seen that we had site control, municipal approval, wanted to know how much money we had, where we got it from, and just kind of went through our application. So we got through that process now. And it passed from our investigator through his supervisors, and now we kind of dealing straight with the CRC.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I got my own takes. I feel like they poking at us, but, you know, we've been ready. We ready right now.
Yeah.
Let's get the ball rolling, man. But on our part, we actually just finished the floor plan. It took us a couple edits, you know what I'm saying, a couple run-throughs. Just, you know, making sure that we had the spacing right, the accurate amount of spacing for people to work in, as well as, you know, customers to come in and have a good flow of the store.
Yeah.
You know, we do have consumption on one side of the store and then retail on the other side. And we wanted to make it a real dope experience. So, you know, we took a couple, I would say, discussions with a handful of people that really know about, you know what I'm saying, floor planning and building out a dispensary.
Yeah.
And, you know, we took to that, you know, gathered up with the team, gathered up with our architect team as well. And, you know, we finally finished it out.
Yeah, I mean, one good thing, our architect team really worked with us, right? Because they were putting out ideas and we kind of were going back and forth. But what really helped us is really understanding, like, what we're trying to do as a business, right? I think something that we didn't think about initially is how big our back room had to be, right? To make sure our employees have the space to do everything they need to do back there, right? That we have enough storage, that we have enough inventory, right? And then, like, the floor plan was something that was a creative process, but more things that we had to understand was, like, the security part of it and how the store flow is going to be. Not only for employees, but for the customer. The customer experience is very big to us. So it was a long process, but we finally finalized. So now we at that design part of it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So now we're talking about as a team, like, how the store is actually going to look instead of, like, where we're going to put walls at and things like that.
More aesthetics, more interior design, you know, make the store vibe, you know what I'm saying? Right now, if you've been into Jersey dispensaries, it's more like get in, get out. But, you know, we want to be that first batch and that first wave to actually have a store experience for people to come and enjoy. And I think we're really going to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's big for us because you could get to our store in a lot of different ways. Where, like, a lot of times we go to stores and they like
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Or like in these
Real.
like big lots, but like it's really only accessible by like car.
Right.
Like ours, we have like the bus that goes to New York right in front of us and goes to a lot of different towns in Jersey.
Facts.
We got the train station. We got a parking lot for you could drive. And like our area is even like changing. Like there's a whole redevelopment plan in our area. So it's going to be like a walkway out there. So, and people could walk from the town, you know, have a good time, pick up their product, keep it moving. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of different ways to get to our store. So we want it to be an experience when you come through.
Right. Hell yeah. I mean, we've been busy, man. I know it's been a while since we pod with y'all, but we've been busy making sure, you know, we talking to the right people, meeting with the right people, and trying to really get this application like signed and sealed to get our award letter.
Yeah.
But you know, with that comes you know, mingling, right? So we did end up pulling up to the African American Commerce in New Jersey gala, our first gala, you know what I'm saying? Prince and I got sharp, you feel me? Brought the ladies out, tuxedo and all that.
Yeah, though, shout out to Fresh for that tuxedo. I mean, he got it to me the day before. When I put it on, I was like, I feel like new money. So like, you know, we was looking sharp out there. Shout out to the fam. Fam hooked you up with the tuxedo as well, right?
Hell yeah. Shout out to E-Man. He made sure, you know, look good, man, feel good. And, you know, we stepped out right to represent plant-based, man.
For sure. And what I love about that gala is like we got to see a lot of people that look like us. Facts. That was successful and gave us a lot of like information and heard some of our story. You know, shout out to Brenda. She got an award there. Shout out to John. Shout out to Mary. All the people from the commerce that really helped us out. And it was a dope experience because we got to bring the plant-based first ladies out.
Yeah, facts. You know, that's their first time coming out to an exquisite event as such. But it was dope. It was a good time. We met some people, creating those bonds, creating those relationships. And, you know, it segues perfect into some of the people that we were meeting do and are interested in fundraising for us, right?
Yeah.
So fundraising is a big topic. A lot of people figure out like, yo, how you fundraise or how do we particularly fundraise? I mean, there's multiple ways to do it, but what we really did is we pulled out the Rolodex, pardon my historical speech. But, you know what I'm saying, we scrolled through the phones, went through people that, you know, we met in the past and really just started pitching to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? We went through our first round and pitched to a whole bunch of people, got a handful of no's, more yeses though, the first round.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the second round, you know, we doing something similar. But of course, with the license in hand, it speaks a lot of volume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It speaks different. So, you know, we going through another fundraising round. But there's other ways to go about it. Of course, Pete, I don't know if you want to kind of hit on some of those.
I just to talk about experience, like building the deck was really important.
Yeah.
Like I think last episode we talked about a business plan and all the things that go into it.
Right.
Like the deck is really like a PowerPoint slide of you presenting that and then presenting the financials as well. Because like any investor, what they really want to know is if I'm giving you this money, when I'm giving my money back.
Right.
So you want to have the financials laid out and have some idea like how we paying people back. Like, are you going to sell the business and we're going to get our money back?
Right.
Or are you going to do dividends? There's a lot of different ways you could go about it.
Right.
But the dope thing that we see in Jersey and New York is that they have these grants, right?
Yep.
New York has a grant for like the car programs to make sure they could get real estate, to make sure they get operational. And in New Jersey's dropping a grant as well. And that grant is opening in 420, right?
Yep.
And now you can see if you're eligible, NJEDA, and you could check that out. You could Google that, see if you're eligible, if you are conditional, or if you're trying to get in the business and see if you're eligible for that. So it's that. There are grants out there for different states. And you'll talk about the market opening up in different states. And then also like banks, financial institutions are actually getting involved.
There's a handful.
Yeah, maybe not Chase or Bank of America, right?
If you look at your regionals and your credit unions, some of them are definitely willing to help. I know right now the economy is kind of weird with, you know what I'm saying,
Rates
inflation going crazy and a lot of talks about this BRICS and all that good stuff. But I mean, you'll still be able to find a few that'll work with you as a cannabis company.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is to get your business started, you need the money. Right. So like if you're starting out small, like you don't have to take out a great deal of money from the financial institution. you could take what you need, maybe a little over what you need, knowing that the interest rate is a little high to get you operational and start to make money. And then once you start to make money, you can start paying it back. Because, I mean, as a cannabis business, you're going to try to get some banking anyway. You're not just going to hold cash.
Yeah.
So it might be the bank that you start to work with, you actually take like a business loan out for.
Yep.
And I think another thing that we're seeing now is people are doing like personal loans, right? Like,
yeah, you got some people that's doing like almost guarantors type of thing where, you know, they loan you the money and then, of course, for interest rate, you know what I'm saying, on top of the money that they loaned you, they'll get back. But there's, you know, there's crowdfunding as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways that you could look at it. But like P said, you got to make sure the deck is on point and you really letting them know how you're going to make this money back, how you're going to flip the money, you know what I'm saying? And they got to kind of see the vision, you know what I'm saying? You really don't want nobody on your team or, you know, fundraising with you that's not going to see the vision and don't see where you really at.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not a tricky game, but you have to really be like knee deep in it, you know what I'm saying? And really show them like, yo, I got everything planned out to a T.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you doing the investment route by doing the crowdfunding, like we did friends and family, right? Don't be afraid to hear no. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First of all, some people just can't do it. Right. But like some people are gonna hear what you're saying and be like, I'm not sure yet. That's fine. Like keep going, use that as motivation. And I think the good thing for us is even though we pitched to like 100 of people, right? And we only got like what, 12 to invest, 12 groups?
Yeah, 12 people, yep.
And like a lot of people initially when we was pitching to them was like, yo, try this next time you pitch. Yeah. Even though I'm not gonna invest, try this.
Right.
Or like add this in. I see that you didn't add that in
right.
to your financials. Mm-hmm. Right. So like some people were really helpful for us to get to the point where like people were seeing our deck and was like, and we were pitching to them and it was like, you know what, yes.
Yeah.
I'll invest in your company. So it is tough, right? Really go through your friends and family, you know what I mean? Check out the grants in your area because different states are doing different things. We see Jersey and New York doing something. And then like, you know, if you're a cannabis business, you're going to work with a bank, see what they could do for you as far as like giving you some money to start your business.
Facts. And when you talk about, you know, we can only speak from the dispensary side, but I actually was reading something today. It takes about $3 million to open up a cultivation site. And for dispensaries, it's more like closer to like 500 at least. That's the minimum. So when you think about fundraising, if you probably don't have that resource group or community to be able to raise that much money, you know what I'm saying? Get your foot into the game another way. You know what I'm saying? Just get into the game because like it's going to be a game changer when, a lot of places start opening up and you have one license already and you're able to possibly gain a couple other licenses. Right?
Yeah. And to that point, like zoning plays a part in that because with retail, you could be like in a city and just have a store. Facts. But with cultivation for the zoning, you got to be like in a warehouse district. Yeah, so, the warehouse is going to charge you more because it's so much space. Like, so that could play a part into it too. But listen, like it's hard. Ain't nothing easy in this game, but like there's a lot of opportunity out there. And we've been going to a lot of different cannabis events, meeting people that are finances, that dropping jewels about finance. And so we definitely going to give y'all information about that as we hear about it and then, put y'all onto it.
Hell yeah. So P, let's go on the market updates. You want to hit them with New York first?
Yeah, I mean, like I love what New York is doing, right? We always talk about social equity. They've been very big on social equity. Yeah. So they did announce more card applicants, awardees.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the new.
Yeah, 165 so far this year. And announced, I think, about 99 last month. And I think when I talked to y'all last time about New York, I was talking to y'all about this injunction that was going on. So some of it has been resolved in a way. So now, like, we talked to y'all, places like Brooklyn couldn't get licenses, but now they just awarded 3 licenses in Brooklyn, right? Yep. And Central New York, right? A lot of different places are going to be able to open up. And I'm not going to lie, I see that Long Island got a lot of...
Oh, yeah?
Whoa, yeah. They got like a lot of the car applicants is from Long Island. So the market's gonna start opening up. I know you see like a handful opening up right now. There's a young lady in Jamaica, New York, that just got her license. So shout out to that. I always love to see minorities in the game.
Word.
So New York is opening up, 166 now. The processors and cultivators are already working. They're already ready. Then a lot of news about them having the product and no one to sell it to. New York is pushing for it to move forward. But it's been a lot of issues in New York, mainly because of real estate. And I know they're supposed to get a lot of money to the New York applicants to help out with the real estate, but it seems like it's been an issue. But they are awarding the licenses, which is a big deal, and they are starting to transition to get these people up and running. So New York will open up a little bit more. And, you know, I'm hopeful that we won't see the same type of thing next year, right? So, because New York is like the wild, wild west right now. Like, there's so many dispensaries in different neighborhoods. And as these car applicants open up, I think we'll see like some tighter reins in New York about the illegal market having storefronts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they got to, you know what I'm saying? Because they put money behind it. So, you know, they want to see not only the applicants win and the licensees win, but, you know, they got to win too for the state.
No, for sure. And, I mean, and the tax money.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course. That's what it's about. Jersey, it's been a while since we dropped the last pod. So Jersey got about over 100 new conditional licenses that got awarded. I want to say around 20 annual licenses and just a handful of conversions. The biggest thing for Jersey right now is they're in the commenting period. And I think the commenting period is actually done for the consumption lounges, all right? So they're trying to put rules and regulations to actually adding consumption lounges on to the application. Also, they're working on delivery, distro, and wholesale, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. So they're working on those applications. I do feel like those applications may be out by, you know, the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
That's going to look good. You know what I'm saying? More people be able to hop into the game, do different things. Another major thing is that they dropped that you can't be vertically integrated. Vertically integrated basically means, you know, you can deliver, you can manufacture, and you can do retail, right?
Yeah.
Or any, you know, variation that you could think of basically going seed to sale on your own without having to work with somebody. And that's really how you make the most amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope, because if you're a minority and you really, you know what I'm saying, strategize it right, you can really come up in New Jersey and do your thing and kind of solidify yourself and then start, you know, branching out to other markets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nah, it's dope. It's dope.
I mean, so we tuned into that last meeting, Kev, in Jersey. And we always talk about like social equity. Like as far as New York, that's like a big push for them. Jersey also said that their initiative was to help people that were mostly affected by the war on drugs. But like we even see like the commissioners talking up about it because they feel like the numbers aren't what they should be as far as minorities getting the game.
Yeah.
So like
it's definitely not. It's not where it should be. African American Commerce also had discussions. Thankfully, I was able to sit in on that discussion with the CRC and let them know that, you know, there does need to be more Black-owned cannabis companies, especially as they're applying, you know what I'm saying? But their applications haven't been, you know, getting pulled yet for some reason. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, listen, you know, everybody got to speak up about it to make it happen. You know, I'm not fighting with the CRC or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, we just want to make it shown because, you know, this is something that we've been affected on, Black and Latinos. So we got to get into the game, man. They got to let us in.
Yeah, for sure. And all the minorities that have been converting from conditional to annual or getting their annual licenses, like we love to see that keep going. Yep. We wish you guys the very best because that's what it's all about. We've been affected the most. So, you know, we should be able to get licenses.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, you know, we already always talk about New York and New Jersey. So there's other markets opening up in the Northeast, and it just keeps like, I feel like day to day, you just keep hearing new, you know what I'm saying, states opening up. So we got Delaware working on a bill, New Hampshire working on a bill. Maryland is opening up in July of this year, and Connecticut opened up last February. But they still are working on, you know, the application process and everything like that. It's dope because all of those markets look totally different. Yeah. We pulled up to Connecticut a couple weeks ago to go to Canna convention or something like that. Mm-hmm. That was cool just to kind of meet with some people. And Connecticut is dope because it has actually 14 different licenses. We'll put all of this in the description down low so you guys will be able to click on stuff and, you know, do your own research.
For sure.
But 14 different licenses. and you can get into the game in numerous amount of ways. It is very pricey in Connecticut. But
every state is different.
Yeah,
with
every
the
state is
licenses.
different. Every state is different. But I mean, it's dope because, you know, they're giving you more options of how to get into the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got on market updates, man.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Nah, I just like you just gotta find your way in the game. I think that's really important. Because like a lot of people have skill sets, right? And they want to go straight into the one that they feel is going to be the most profitable. But sometimes you got to go for what's available. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just to get your foot in the door.
yeah, in Jersey, right? Like delivery licenses not even out yet, but we see like billboards, ATM boys, delivery service, right? So shout out to them.
Shout out to ATM boys, shout out to Viola.
Right. So like you see like they know like this is how we're gonna move. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It might be a license that they start off with, then they might have a store, then they might have something else. So you gotta start out where you at. Like if you know the price is up for cultivation and you a great grower, maybe you start with like a micro grow or maybe you start manufacturing first. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be cheaper in your state and then you move to cultivation.
Facts.
So
facts,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? It's different strategies to get in the game, but just go with where you at and what you could do well.
Facts. So let's get into the culture, man.
Oh, I love the culture.
Oh, man. So, you know, we've been hopping around to different places.
Yeah.
We just mentioned we went to Connecticut for that conference. That was dope. We met a couple good people that actually, you know, are looking to help us. But when we talk about the culture, man, when we got back to New York, we definitely made sure we hit Astor Club. Astor Club was super dope.
Yeah.
We, you know, being able to go in there numerous amount of times. Every time we stepped in there, we met somebody different.
Yeah.
Everybody's in cannabis in some type of form or fashion, whether they're just an enthusiast for the flower and the plant, or, you know, they work in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Coming from different places and just coming to hang out in New York.
Yeah.
So shout out to Astor Club. It's always good to be in there. We actually copped a Olympic box, man.
Oof.
So Olympic box is basically you get 32 grams of weed, I feel like, and it's
Feels
all
like more.
black. It's all in black bags and they're all numbered. So what is your job to do is to judge each bag, you know what I'm saying? It goes by best overall, heaviest hitter, gassiest, best terps, best tasting, best looking. It's super dope. So, you know, we picked up a box. And that box came with a couple tickets to go to a 419 event. So on 419, we're gonna be in the spot with Astor,
For sure.
celebrating, you know, pre-420 stuff. You feel me?
Nah, for sure. And Astor is a vibe. Well, first of all, if you know, you know, right? Like it's not for everybody, but it's a vibe. It's one of those places where like you go and like you kind of intermingle with like a lot of different people. You could go there with your own group of people, but mostly like you sitting next to people that you might not know, and you know everybody's smoking, and y'all really just chop it up. And like Kev said, like we was able to meet a lot of people, different people from the industry, whether they were growers from different states or like got their own brands. Like we seen a lot of like big stars in there to like the
Media
people that
people.
people that you might not know, but you like, oh, I just bought your strain last week. Like, yeah, that's fire.
Facts.
So Astor Club is definitely a vibe. I would always say like especially if you're an enthusiast and you're trying to get in the game and you're trying to tap into the culture, I would tap into Astor Club for sure.
Facts. What else we did? We pulled up to Cakes NYC. That's more of a consumption and cafe style, restaurant style spot where basically the food is infused, or you can get non-infused. The drinks are infused. You can also go to the back and smoke.
Yeah.
They offer pre-rolls. It's a good time. It's a good place to take a date. It's different than Astor though. And Astor is more intimate and more community feel. Cakes is actually more socializing, party like. You feel me? But they're both two dope spots. Right in New York. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you know, pull up the Cakes, pull up the Astor.
Yeah, nah, Cakes, when we was going during the holiday season and they had the coquito, nah, boy. I'm for sure going back every year just for that.
Facts.
And it was infused?
And it was infused, yeah. Now they did their thing.
Yeah. Like you said, it's definitely that type of vibe where you could actually go with a date. You could go with the homies and it just be your crew. Y'all can have a table, reserve it, and just chill. And people have a lot of events there. We seen Remy Ma have an event there.
Yeah, Remy Ma
we seen
Papoose.
Bobby Shmurda.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people are going there and, you know, tapping into the culture.
Facts. We're gonna be at Cakes too for 420. They having a marathon or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna brunch over there before, you know, we hit our festivities.
420, it's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yes,
Like it's gonna be crazy in New York. Shout out to Gumbo. They having a crazy event, 420.
Yo.
Don't know the location, but we definitely gonna be up in there. So
Facts.
if you there, shout out to Plant Base.
Washington Square Park, pull up. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a vibe. Last year it was crazy. I didn't get to pull up, but I just saw all the footage and it was crazy. We were at a couple of other things last year.
Yeah.
But you know, Washington Square Park gonna be fire. Jersey's having a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, for
at
sure.
American Dream Mall. And I think
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City's having something.
Yeah.
So they got a handful of stuff going on, man. If you know, you're just trying to be out and meet people and, you know, enjoy 420, man. It's gonna be events from 419 to 421 from what I know.
Yeah. And we're gonna be outside.
We're gonna be outside.
As always. So we Plant Base is back outside.
Oh, and on 422, you know, we at the fight party for our man Jeff, man.
Yeah, shout out Delva.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we at the
Gotta pull
fight
up.
party in Brooklyn and Williamsburg. I'm sure some 420 activity will be going on at that too, because it's a long weekend for us, man.
Nah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's good for us because one thing we like to do is always tap into the culture. We love to meet people, talk. You know, people like to hear about our journey, but also like some people want to get in the game and they ask us questions and we happy to answer. You know, because it's really important for us to really be a part of what is coming for this industry. And you know, it's been a little unfair historically, but we could be in the driver's seat because we the culture, right? Like we make everything hot.
And this thing don't stop, man. Like we just gonna keep going. We've been working on this for 5 years. I don't see no reason for us to stop, man. Like there's so much land that we can really grasp and you know, take helm of, like you saying, P.
Yeah.
New Jersey's just a start, but you know, like I said, we got all these other places opening up in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Eventually the South is gonna open. I heard Texas is working on a bill too.
Oh boy, Texas is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so you know, like start now. You know what I'm saying? Keep working, keep going, and freaking just, you know, put your head down, grind, take a moment to, you know, reflect for a second to see where you've been and where you going, but you just gotta keep working, man. Just keep working.
Yeah, for sure. And the same thing for us. Like we waiting in Jersey a whole year. It's been, you know, good at times, frustrating at times, but this ain't never gonna stop. Like Plant Base is up regardless.
Facts.
So you know, we want y'all to think the same way, use that motivation and keep going. And whatever you do, it don't have to be cannabis, you know what I'm saying? But like if you want to know about it, like we here, this is episode 4. We got more coming, and we got 3 that dropped before this. So tap in. And if you need any information, please comment. You know what I'm saying? Let's ask questions. We happy to answer if we know the answer. If not, we just point you in the right direction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as you saw, we got some merch on, some prototypes that we working on. We still working on the merch. We trying to get it right, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that shirt.
Yeah, nah, yours look good too, man.
That's the same thing.
So, you know what I'm saying? If you want some merch, from free merch, make sure you comment below. Also, hit us on Instagram at PlantBasedNJ. And we'll make sure, you know, we get you some merch, man. We just really gonna do like a grab hat. Just put your name down. We'll pull some names out. We'll pick a handful of people and we'll send out merch to you guys. DM us. Make sure you comment below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man.
All that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, you know, as always, you know, eat good, live good, smoke good. Keep it base. We out.
Help me never stray. Ain't tell a soul that progression's made. I won't stop. This shit ain't over. Permanent marker I leave on culture. Organic raps in this new aroma. Plant-based be the new aroma.